Good morning, this is Rashad Mitchell coming to you live from my YouTube channel as I continue on my part series, The Week That Was, College Football's History and Review, the 1956 college football season. This is week 2 and I'm going to be talking about September 29th, 1956. Now we're going to look at Friday, September 28th, 1956. We're going to look at the Southern California Trojans against the Oregon State, I think the Beavers. Yeah, the Beavers of Oregon State. Now, Southern California was ranked in the top 10, so they was number 6 in the country. On a Friday, they played Oregon State Beavers, and they won 21-13 on a Friday, September 28th, 1956. So let's get into it. Just before kickoff, it was uncovered that Beavers wingback, defensive back Sam Wesley, may have attended Little Lincoln University, and nation's leading interceptor of 1955 was held out of game for fear of eligibility reprisal from PCC. So Swift halfback Jaguar John Arnett, who had 88 yards on 13 carries, 2 touchdowns, ran for 10 yards score on game's opening series and for a 2-yard touchdown at end of 69-yard voyage. Just before halftime, as Trojans built a 21-7 lead at intermission, Eagles tailback Joe Francis had scored on a short touchdown near end of the first quarter to briefly tie it 7-7. So a pair of Oregon State Whippets from LA, tailback Paul Lowe and wingback Ernell Durden, later assistant coach with the LA Raiders, nearly ran Southern California to defeat in the second half, but Troy was spared thanks in part to his 3 recoveries of 6 Beaver bobbles. So with biggest coming at end of Oregon State's 75-yard march, it was launched by center linebacker Buzz Randall's interception late in the third quarter, and Beavers then gnawed their way from their 24-yard line to USC 1-yard line. But Trojans tackled defensive tackle Monte Clark stopped threat by pouncing on Francis' fumble. Pittsburgh, the number 10 team in the country, beat Syracuse 14-7. Revived from previous week's near loss to weak West Virginia, Big Pitt line practically chained itself to Syracuse halfback Jim Brown, holding him to a somewhat modest 52-yard rushing and 14 carries. Yet Orange men gained 7-0 edge on a 55-yard interception touchdown return by fieldback defensive back Ed Coffin. So after cornerback Corny Salvatierra sneaked to 1-yard touchdown to tie it at end of the 39-yard drive in second quarter. His decisive touchdown came on quarterback Darrell Lewis, left-handed 19-yard touchdown flip to end Joe Walton in third quarter. Salvatierra and Lewis were perfect, alternating the directorial pieces of Panthers' split T option offense, which had probed deep into Syracuse territory twice in the first quarter. Pitt halfback kicker Ambrose Bagomeri, who made both his conversion kicks, missed 26-yard field goal try, and Orange stopped other threat on the downs. Now we got Yale beating Connecticut 19-14. It's highly rated Yale sprung quarterback Dean Lux for a 56-yard touchdown run on the game's third play, but fell behind 14-6 at halftime on Connecticut touchdowns by fullback Paul Whitley and halfback Lenny King. So Eli's dominated third quarter with Lux's 29-yard touchdown pass to end Mike Cavallon. 73-yard scoring march ended by halfback Dennis McGill's touchdown. So overlooked UConn Huskies rallied with late 55-yard drive that expired on Yale 3-yard line as clock reached 0 seconds. Tennessee was they ranked? I don't see that where they are ranked. So this is both teams were unranked. Okay, Tennessee beat Auburn 35-7. Except for a late 98-yard touchdown drive, Auburn was checked with 86-yard offense by swooping Volunteers defensive ends Buddy Cruz, Roger Urbano, and Ed Cantrell. Tennessee's tailback Johnny Majors hit Cruz with pass to set up the first quarter touchdown. So with 3 minutes to play in the half, Majors found elusive Cruz for 34-yard line to the 34-yard touchdown. When Tigers halfback Bobby Hop fumbled ensuing kickoff to Volunteers tackle John Gordy, Majors quickly hit Cottrell for touchdown and comfortable 21-0 halftime lead. Tennessee fullback Tommy Bronson crashed over in third quarter after Plainsman quarterback Jimmy Cook lost fumble at 17-yard line. So Auburn's 6th fumble set stage for Tennessee's last touchdown in the fourth quarter. But Tigers' long march finally put them in end zone as halfback Lloyd Nix banged across. Now Georgia, they defeated Florida State. See if Georgia was ranked in the top 20. I don't see their name. I don't see Florida State. So Georgia shut out Florida State in a low-scoring game, 3-0. Amazingly tight game was born out in stats. Where Georgia ran 55 plays to gain 214 yards, Florida State matched those figures exactly. Through scoreless first half, Bulldogs were buried in own end by precision punts of halfbacks punter Seminoles Bobby Wren. Now each team threatened in third quarter, but deadlock marched into the middle of the fourth quarter. Using quick pitch outs and own 11-yard sprint, the quarterback Lee Corso moved FSU from own 17-yard line to midfield when Georgia quarterback defensive back Billy Hearn leaped high to steal Corso's pass from hands of end Ronnie Schomburger at Georgia 38-yard line. With the clock ticking toward 5 minutes to go, Hearn key drive with 10-yard pass, and when it stalled, big end kicker Ken Cooper nailed 43-yard field goal, longest to that point in Sanford Stadium history. Florida and Clemson ended in a draw, a tie, 2020. So Florida center linebacker Bill Bolton had fluctuating late-game adventures where Bolton dropped easy interceptions that would have ended Tigers' rallying touchdown drive, but came back to salvage tie with block of penalty delayed extra point kick. Tigers recovered Gators' fumble on Gaines' opening scrimmage and went 45 yards to fullback Rudy Hayes' 2-yard touchdown run. At the first quarter punt, Clemson drove 54 yards to halfback Joel Wells' 2-yard touchdown slant behind block of right guard John Gordigan. Trailing 14-0, Little Florida quarterback Jimmy Dunn created short touchdown drive that ended on fullback Joey Brodsky's touchdown run after halfback Jackie Simpson lent 38-yard punt return to Tigers' 21-yard line. Down 14-13 in third quarter, Gators pounced on full fumble at Clemson 14-yard line and sit halfback John Simak off tackle for his second touchdown in 2014 lead. So with 2 minutes to go, Simak lost handoff fumble at the Tigers' 32-yard line. Tigers end defensive end Willie Smith recovered. Quarterback Charlie Bussey engineered 68-yard drive, including his 11-yard gallop away from Hog Rush. On 4th and 3 at Gators' 29-yard line. So fullback Bob Spooner slashed over from 1-yard line, and after 5-yard delay penalty, quarterback kicker Horace Tuberville extra point appeared to give Clemson 21-20 victory. So Tuberville had to be kicked when Tigers were caught holding a Bolton blocked extra point try. So next we got Texas A&M, number 11 team in the country, facing Louisiana State, where Texas A&M won 9-6, with Mike II replacing recently deceased old Mike as roaring LSU Tigers mascot. Home team put up terrific defensive battle against Texas Aggies and could brag perhaps nation's best defensive group. Texas A&M scored 8 minutes into the first quarter as quarterback Bobby Joe Conrad found sub halfback Carlos Esquivel for a 14-yard touchdown toss. LSU halfback Olin Renfro took ensuing kickoff 44 yards for good field position, which along with Renfro's later 12-yard run after poor Aggies punt created Tigers' threat into Renfro lost fumble to A&M halfback defensive back Roy Taylor at Aggie 17-yard line. So the quarterback punter Roddy Osborne pinned LSU deep in its own territory in its own end of the third quarter. So when center D Powell blocked punt, it rolled through end zone for safety that built A&M's lead to 9-0. So LSU quarterback Win Turner made a 21-yard sweep that contributed to an 83-yard drive in the fourth quarter that ended with a 10-yard touchdown run by sophomore halfback J.W. Brotnax. Okay, we got Michigan, the number 13 team in the country, against UCLA, where Michigan won 42-13. UCLA was required to restrict its senior players to any 5 consecutive games due to PCC probation, chose to virtually hand win to ambitious Michigan, so that full complement of Bruins would be available for November 3rd, revenge against Stanford. The youthful Bruins were no match for the experienced Wolverines line. As big sophomore fullback John Herrnstein, son of nephew of past Wolverine stars and future Philadelphia Phillies outfielder, scored twice in the first quarter following an 11-yard Bruins punt and Michigan halfback Cherry Barr's 45-yard return of quick kick. Superb end Ron Kramer slipped behind UCLA tailback defensive back Don Long for 70-yard touchdown reception as Wolverines built leads of 28-0 at halftime and 35-7 at end of third quarter. Fullback Barry Billington and end Dick Wallen scored second half touchdowns for UCLA. Illinois defeated California by a score of 32-20. Halfback John Stewart slanted left for 2 and 37-yard touchdown runs to provide a 14-0 lead for California. Center linebacker Bill Cooper quickly pounced on a fumble, and Bears trotted off at halftime with stunning 20-0 advantage over quarterback Joe Contestable's 12-yard touchdown strike to end Norm Becker. But team effort, according to Illini coach Ray Elliott, contributed to dramatic Illinois turnaround and hectic 6:36 of third quarter. Fullback of Illinois, Ray Nitschke, lost fumble near Cal goal line nearly in the third quarter. Halfback Abe Woodson out-hustled 2 Bears for loose ball in the end zone. Now Illinois quarterback Hal Stout quickly sneaked over for the touchdown and followed with 20-yard touchdown pass to Woodson. Less than a minute later, fullback linebacker Jack Delbo pressured contestables into fluttering pass. Center linebacker Ken Sutter's 12-yard interception touchdown return put Illinois ahead 26-20. Stout passed 11 yards to halfback Larry Jefferson early in the fourth quarter to finalize reversal. Number 1 Oklahoma shut out North Carolina by a score of 36-0. Coming off a narrow loss to Sooners in the 1955 opener, North Carolina hoped that last week's game under its belt would serve them well in trip to Gusty Norman against number 1 Oklahoma. While Sooners coach Bud Wilkinson fretted slightly over his new team, I hope everyone tries as hard this year as last. Very few people try as hard to stay good as they do to get good. Wilkinson need not have worried, because Oklahoma's first touchdown didn't come until 8:31 into the second quarter on quarterback Jay O'Neill's 17-yard run with questionable backward lateral. Next score was put into position by fullback Billy Price's 78-yard quick kick to 7-yard line and was delivered as halfback Clendon Thomas ripped 12 yards. Defensive back Thomas made interception and flipped lateral to halfback mate Tommy McDonald, who dashed extra 40 yards to the 11-yard line. That big play poised Sooners' next score as McDonald's 4-yard touchdown catch from quarterback Jimmy Harris for 21-0 lead 44 seconds before halftime. Scrubs contributed touchdown and safety in the fourth quarter. Carolina made 93-yard rushing against Cat Quick Oklahomans and passed 3 for 12, 47 yards. Hill's best threat was ignited by defensive tackle Stuart Pell's fumble recovery at Sooners' 40-yard line in third quarter, but quarterback Doug Farmer suffered interception by center linebacker Bob Harrison at OU 5-yard line at fourth down. Colorado shut out Kansas State 34-0. As Colorado utterly turned around their fortunes after its mistake-strong loss to Oregon. Buffs for those lines led by ends Jerry Leahy and Wally Mercer tackle Bob Salerno soundly out-hit Kansas State forwards and their Russian ace fullback John Baya, made up for lack of run production with thunderous blocks and inside reverses for slender wingback Eddie Dove. Colorado went to T formation on 3rd and goal at Wildcat 5-yard line in the second quarter. Tailback Gene Warden took pitch out for touchdown. Buffalo stampeded for 20 points in the third quarter as quarterback Boyd Dowler sparked it with 4th and 2, gambled for first down from Kansas State 33-yard line. So Dowler later caught 57-yard touchdown pass from sub tailback Howard Cook. Wildcats managed 190 yards rushing, but had to punt 8 times. Registered only 8 first downs and never penetrating Bison's 20-yard line. Next, Georgia Tech played against Southern Methodist. Yeah, this was definitely a big-time match. It's a matchup of the 2 top 5 teams at the time. Number 2 Georgia Tech against number 5 Southern Methodist, where Georgia Tech won this top 5 battle 9-7. So after Yellow Jackets fullback Dickie Madison killed a quick kick at SMU 3-yard line in first quarter, Georgia Tech held Mustangs. Tech guard Don Miller then poured through to block punt for safety. Little halfback Jimmy Thompson sparked 77-yard third quarter sortie at 9-0 lead with 32-yard scoop, followed by his 4-yard touchdown run. SMU guard Tom Koenig's fourth quarter fumble recovery paved way for quarterback Charlie Arnold's 30-yard touchdown pass to the halfback Lon Slaughter. But Tech defense was able to halt the Mustangs at its own 8 and 17-yard lines in the late going. Michigan State, the number 3 team in the country, played against number 12 Stanford, where Michigan State won 21-7. Some football historians could attribute modern West Coast offense to Stanford's 1956 team. The Indians used their star senior quarterback John Brody and sub-quarterback Jack Douglas for football possession via short passing. Brody utilized 5 for 8, 40 yards in air, mixed in 12 runs, and took Stanford to touchdown that tied it at 7-7 in second quarter. Scoring play came on Brody's 2-yard line, netted by fullback Lou Valley. Brody was injured late in the first half, and Michigan State soon employed more diligent 5-man pass rush as the Spartans' superior depth began to tell and splendid ball control good for 10 minutes at outset of third quarter, resulting in fullback Don Gilbert's 1-yard touchdown run. Michigan State scored again after fumble and held ball for 29 plays to Tribe's 5 and third quarter. Douglas' 4 incompletion spoiled Stanford's fourth quarter chance that came after it blocked punt by Spartans halfback punter Clarence Peaks. And last but not least, Minnesota beat Washington by a score of 34-14. This is the last game I'm going to talk about. It says, homestanding Huskies were favored, but Golden Gophers showed typical Big Ten depth to win going away. Transfer Bobby Cox, star of Huskies sophomore quarterback, 1954, returned to Seattle to haunt his old mates, but Gophers Cox broke 7-7 second quarter tie with 3-yard touchdown pass. Tied back Dave Lindblom after enormous Minnesota tackle Ed Buckingham recovered fumble at Washington 30-yard line. So march of 75 yards at the outset of the third quarter gave the Gophers a 21-7 lead as fullback Rich Borstad scored. Washington hoped soon died as fullback Jimmy Jones near Gopher goal line on 12-yard burst, but lost fumble to Minnesota halfback defensive back Dick McNamara. Now, let's look at the October 1st AP poll. Oklahoma was number 1, number 2 Michigan State, number 3 Georgia Tech, number 4 Ohio State, number 4 Michigan, number 6 Mississippi, number 7 Pittsburgh, number 8 Texas Christian, number 9 Tennessee, number 10 Southern California, number 11 Texas A&M, 12 Southern Methodist. The 13th spot was a tie between Illinois and Miami, number 15 Army, number 16 Baylor, number 17 Notre Dame. And there was another tie between the 18th spot between Syracuse and Vanderbilt, and number 20, Iowa. So that concludes the look at the week 2, the week that was, man. 1956, September 29th, 1956, the games that were played during that week 2. Got 2 weeks under my belt. Tomorrow I'll get into week 3 as we go into October, the first Saturday in October. They got the games that were played during that season of 1956. Please like, subscribe, comment, do whatever you can to support the channel. Like I said, I'll do another video regarding this part series tomorrow. Until then, talk to you tomorrow.